Okay. Hi, welcome back to yet another video by Soul Empowerment. This is Jaya Brower. If you're new to my channel and if you don't know me, I make videos on my spiritual journey, and I'm here to share information and help you guys on your spiritual journey if you so choose to. I'm not a licensed counselor. I am a Reiki certified, second degree certified, and I'm on my third. And today I'm here to talk about what is spiritual awakening and what are signs of spiritual awakening, and the last is what are the phases of spiritual awakening. So and before I go, I want to thank you if you're a returning subscriber. If you are new again, welcome, and I want to thank you for the support and all the likes that you've given all my videos, and thank you for being part of my journey. Okay, so let's go right in. What is spiritual awakening? Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. Spiritual awakening is waking up of your spirit. Okay, and what is spirit? Okay, this is again a topic that a lot of people, this word is used so widely, like, some people call spirit, soul, they interchange it. That's what I do. But some people think of two different things, okay? But for me, spirit is basically this energetic field, if you will, that our body lives in, okay? It's not the other way around. It's not that your spirit lives in your body. No, it's this whole big, this energetic field your body lives in. So when the spirit is, when you say you're going through an awakening, basically your spirit is trying to tell you something. It's trying to nudge you and poke at you in ways to kind of either, change your path slightly, or do something more, or do something you're doing a little differently. And it doesn't have to be an entire change in career. It doesn't have to be a change in, where you live or whatever. It just means a change of something is needed, or your spirit is calling you to do. Okay, so does that mean your spirit is sleeping all this time? No, not really. It just means that there's something you need to attend to, and it's trying to nudge at you. It's trying to nag at you, like, hey, wake up, that kind of thing. So a lot of us are, go through spiritual awakening and we don't even know if we're going through. So I want to put some signs of what are some, signs that may help you understand if you're going through a spiritual awakening. The first being, so I want to start with the story. Okay, let's say you know somebody who is happy as can be, has a great job, a great business, has money, has kids, has home, and whatever, the stability he needs, or she needs, okay, but something in them is like just missing. You talk to them and they're like, I don't know, something is missing. There's something higher above me that's calling me to do something. There's something more to life than just this. And they don't feel as if they have lived their life, They feel like there's more, and they can't pinpoint as to where exactly it may be. That is a sign that you're going through a spiritual awakening, okay? Because your spirit is trying to tell you this, do that, or whatever it may be. So that's one way to tell you're going through awakening. Second way is you could be the other side of the extreme, where we're like going through so much shit and so much crap, and you just don't know why things are not going the way you planned. You just don't feel like you have the stability. Your life is up, your life is down. You don't know where you're going. You're feeling lost. You don't have a mission. You don't have a purpose. You're just floating, okay? And you start questioning. You start understanding what's going on with me. That's a sign of spiritual awakening, because you're trying to understand yourself, okay? And the third, and I think is another common sign, is when you meet somebody, okay, it could be a friend, it could be a stranger, it could be anybody, and you have a connection with them instantly, and you can't explain why the connection exists. You're like, why did I meet this person? Why do I connect with this person? And it's like this feeling that does not escape you, okay? You immediately connect, and both of you, not just you, both of you connect. And this is basically, a lot of people, call it different terms. I'm not going to name them here, but basically what it is it's a soul contract that you had with this person, okay, that whenever we meet each other, we're going to help each other wake up, you know. And again, waking up doesn't mean, you know, you change your life or whatever. It just could mean learning a few lessons that you came here to do, because we came here as souls to learn lessons, okay. So, you know, you'll hear this term in the spiritual community, like, you know, this is a lesson to be learned. Like, what the hell do you mean by that? You know, I didn't know what the hell that meant when I was being told that. I was like, lesson to be learned, yeah, but that sounds like I'm in school, you know. But that's true, we are in school, okay. There's a very good book called Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton, and he talks about the different, you know, our journey and how there's different levels of souls, how it's up in the spirit world, and how it is after we die, a lot of things. So, you know, before we reincarnate, we have chosen this life. We choose our parents, we choose our friends who are going to be our friends, we choose who are going to be an enemy, we choose how we're going to learn the lesson. And that's exactly what they mean by this is a lesson to be learned. We choose the lessons, the challenges we're going to face. You know, let's say we were really shitty, and we took advantage of the power in our past life. In this life, we said, no, I'm going to try and overcome that. You know, I'm going to be the most powerful person, but I'm not going to use my power. That's my lesson to learn. So this is how, you know, our spirit is trying to tell us to learn these things. And so our journey begins. And when you meet that person, sometimes maybe that person is that kind of person where, you know, you're very powerful and they're using their power, and you feel like, you know, something triggers, like, why is that making me feel weird? Like, you know, what is it? And you may not even know, and that's what happens to a lot of people. Like, they don't understand why a certain connection exists, and they either mistake it for, oh, this is, you know, this person just disgusts me and I can't stand him. I know, you know, why I met this person or whatever. Or you be like, oh my God, I love this person or whatever. You know, like, there could be different feelings attached to it. And it doesn't have to be the opposite sex, it could be the same sex too. So it doesn't have to be a couple or a partner. It could be your mother, your father, it could be your friend, whoever, okay? So yes, that's basically another sign. When you meet that person and you just know that there's something wrong, something that needs to be work on, okay? So those are signs of spiritual awakening. Let's go to the next part is, what are the phases of spiritual awakening? And this is again very debated. You know, some people say there's 3, some people say there's 10, some people there's 7, whatever. You can name it. You can put as many stages as you want, but I'll tell you what the components of it are. And I have divided them into 5 parts. Okay. And again, they don't have to happen in this specific sequence that I mentioned. It could happen in any sequence, but this is how I've laid them out. The first stage is trigger event. And so let me just name them out first. Trigger event. Second is dark night of the soul. Third is introspection. Fourth is healing. And fifth is rebirth. So let's start with trigger event. Okay. Like I mentioned already earlier, you know, there's no specific order, but I'm going to say this first because a lot of times this will be the start of your spiritual journey. You may not even realize that this is the start until much later, when you're like maybe a year or 2 years online, like, oh, this is what happened and this is why when it started, you know, and then you'll understand how it links to your journey. And sometimes people, you know, okay? So what are the events that could trigger a spiritual awakening? One is, you know, where something minor happens. Someone tells you something and it's like, just poked at you, just hurt you, just made you feel the rage or bitter or upset or angry. You don't even know where it came from. You're like, I don't know why I felt like this. And you start questioning, and that feeling doesn't leave you. It doesn't leave you because it's like, it's keeps bothering you. That is a trigger event to start a new spiritual journey. The second thing that would happen, a major event, like a loss of a loved one. Okay, it could be loss, it could be a breakup, it could be loss of a job, it could be becoming bankrupt, divorce, it could be meeting an accident. You know, those are all kind of like things that happen, and you start a journey, okay? And like I mentioned earlier, you meet someone and you just don't know why there's a connection. That is another trigger event, okay? So all these things are basically triggering, okay, this spiritual journey of yours. And you when you go through, like, feeling of being disconnected, feeling like there's something lacking, feeling like there's something you're not doing, these are all basically trigger events, okay? They're like little trigger events on your path, telling you to do more, okay? Trying to think of anything I missed here. I'm sure there'll be lots of different trigger events for different people, but these are major categories, okay? So something happens, and that's where your journey starts. That leads me to the second phase, which is the dark night of the soul. This is by far, at least for me, was the hardest phase, okay? This is where you start saying, everybody is shitty. The world is crap. I don't want to deal with anybody. And you take these glasses that are clean and clear and just pretend that they're muddy, and everything over here looks muddy and shitty, okay? So not that the world is shitty, you're wearing those glasses that are muddy or just stained and whatever, smudged. So you look at this world as if everybody's against you, and everybody's out there to get you. You're fearful, you're scared, you're insecure, you feel like it's just end of the world, you're depressed, you're sad, anxiety. And again, the level of this, how sad and how anxiety and how painful and all that is depending on how much karma you brought in this life with you, and that's how long your journey will be on this phase, okay? How many lessons you have to learn. So it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months to 3 to 4 years in this phase, and it is hard because sometimes you don't even know you're going through it, and you're just living your life, and it's just like, doing your thing, and it isn't dawning you're not living the life you want to live. Everything is going fine, but you're just you're like an autopilot, if you will. So that's what happens. Some people actually go through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, and they just don't understand what to do, who to go to, what to do, and obviously the world is going to seem shitty, right? So all these this is dark night, and you feel like everyone's against you. Everyone. I mean, like, even family also may be against you, your friends may be against you, everybody, okay? And you may go into isolation and everything. So that's the dark night of the soul event. Again, the dark night of the soul can be a trigger event too, right? When you're in pain, when life is going downhill, that may be a triggering, like, hey, I gotta do something else. So again, it can be, go hand in hand. The next part of the phase is our introspection. And this is where we come to terms with, okay, something is going on in my life and it's not where I wanted to be. What can I do to change it? What is it that is calling me to do? What am I doing that I need to do differently? What can I change? What is it that's bothering me? Why am I feeling like this? So basically, in the introspection stage, you are being a third party, looking at yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. Why is Jaya saying these things? Why is Jaya feeling this when someone said this? Why is Jaya, hurting? Why is she angry? And really digging down to the feelings, going even like back to childhood. And if it is deeper than that, if your past life, you may have to go through some kind of therapy to go into past life. But really finding out the root reason as to what it may be. And I want to list really quickly what the tools that helped me in this phase. Okay, obviously having someone to talk to, it was huge. My sister helped me through a lot of my emotions, and just listening to me. Okay, you need someone just to listen to you. You don't want someone's judgment. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Blah blah blah. Like, hold off. Who are you to judge me? Okay. That's exactly what I tell even everybody I meet. Okay, if you want to judge, go right ahead. I don't care. So you need someone to talk to. You want to just have the one person you can talk to and say this, and this, okay? And sometimes they will help you understand where you're coming from, give you a different perspective, and just get you thinking more, okay? And journaling helps a lot, right? You start writing your feelings, start writing your thinking, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, why you're feeling, when you thought it, what happened, why it triggered, who it was and who it was not, whatever, how it happened. And if journaling is not a thinking, talk it out loud. I'm yelling right in my house right now, but talk it out loud. This happened today. I'm so upset. So and so person did this or whatever. And because sometimes writing is not a thing. So okay, fine. And record it if you want on a voice recorder to keep a journal. You can have a voice journal. Okay, so you can do that. And so what I'm trying to get to here is, in this stage, you really want to express yourself out in any way you can. So write, talk, cry, yell, okay? Go for a walk if you have to go for a long drive, sing, okay? Write music if you want to write music or poems. You can go on a long drive, listen to the music. You can work out, you can just, paint if you like painting, if you like art, garden, just do whatever your heart is calling you to express yourself, because the more you nourish your spirit, the more it's going to start feeling, coming to a better place, okay? But also try to understand who you are, where you are and why you are the way you are and what brought you here. And at this stage, it's also very important not to judge yourself. If there comes time where you're like, I don't give a rat's ass as to what I do today. I'm just going to sit here and grieve. I'm going to sit here and binge watch. I'm going to sit here and cry all day. I'm going to sit here and yell out loud. I'm going to sit here and do nothing. Do that, okay? I know I did it. It helped me tremendously. Don't let anybody else say no, okay? And because your soul needs to just be. And you need to feel whatever you have to feel. You have to give it time. It's not something that just happens. And I'm so glad that came, because you cannot just shortcut the dark night of soul. You can't take this, the dark night of soul event out, introspection out, and say, I just want to heal. I just want to go, reborn. Like, I just want to change the way I live. No, there is this whole introspection happens for a reason. It's trying to make you understand who you are, truly inside, not external, okay? Because a lot of times we describe ourselves like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a financial advisor, and I work here, and I have 3 kids, and I live here, whatever. Those are things that you attach yourself to. And is that really who you are? How is any of that told about who you are? Nothing. Nothing in those statements mentioned who you are, okay? And that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to understand who you are as a person, and what you want to do, what you came here to do, what calls to you, okay? And it takes time. It's not like rocket science, like, I'm going to do this, I learn this, pick, checklist done. Not so objective. It's subjective. It's very much like trying to, build something, but trying to understand it together, how to build it, what do I need, which block do I need? It's like Lego building, but you have all these different options and which ones to choose to build this structure. So it's like that. So introspection is very key, you cannot skip it. It's like, also another example is, you go to a doctor and you say, hey, I need surgery. And the doctor is like, okay, what do you want me to, where do you need surgery? And then you're like, I don't know. So it's like, someone can do surgery if you don't even know where you want your surgery done. So it's like, you can be healed if you don't even know where you're healing. So you have to go through introspection. You have to go through all that work. And it's really hard, because this stage becomes hard because no one wants to go to the dark side. Nobody wants to see their side, the shadow side of them. And, because they fear what they might see, what will come out, what might be there. They don't want to go there. What past wounds might come out, childhood wounds might come out, the abuse they faced when they were kids, or maybe some issues related to feeling worthy, or something maybe about how they were treated when they were children. All those things, right? And people have such stories. I know I've heard lots of stories, and they're painful. No one wants to go there, but sometimes you have to go through them. That's why I say it's so key to have someone to talk to, okay? therapist if you want. Okay, go to the therapist if you need to. I went to a therapist. I will add her name in the description below. Her name is Sam Roche, I think I will say. I'm not sure if I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry, but amazing woman. Okay, so reach out to her if you feel like you want to talk to somebody as a therapist. You can also reach out to me if you want to talk as a friend. Just go at your own pace. Follow your heart. There is no race. That rhymes. Go at your pace. There is no race. Okay, because this is your life. Okay, and this is your journey. Don't rush it. Okay, that's so important. So the second last thing that brings me after introspection. Oh, and one more thing I want to add is what really helped me was astrology. I learned astrology again. That came through tarot. So tarot, crystal, astrology all came together. That helped me understand why some things happened, why I was, why I faced a few things, and what I'm here to do. It also confirmed some of my feelings. So it really helped me understand who I was. It was almost like, you don't believe me? Here you go. Kind of thing, So it was really eye-opening. It changed my life completely. So I bow to astrology. And if you want to, know more about your astrological, your chart or whatever, you can always call me. I can give you some hints. I'm not a pro at it, but you can follow KR's channel. I learned a lot from him. Put his link in the description below too. So that's that. Now, next, healing. Okay, healing is the stage where we know something is wrong. We want to work it. We want to change it. And this is where we start looking for answers. We're looking for where I can go for help, who can I contact, what can I do, and all those things, right? And the key here is to know whatever you need to heal will come to you. You don't have to go seek it. So an example for me was I didn't go seeking all these things. The way this came to me, and I'll tell you the story, was actually my oldest sister. She's a tarot reader. She's been tarot reading for almost 16, 17 years, and actually more than that, 18 years I think. And I never thought much of it. I'm like, yeah, whatever kind of thing. And I said, whatever. I literally did whatever, like when she used to talk about tarot. And when I was going through a lot of hard times, I'd call her and she'd do a reading for me or whatever. And that's how it started. But I still wasn't doing it. Like I was just, getting help through tarot. Then one of my other sisters who, calls me one day, she's like, did you see that reading on this channel? This is, tarot reader. And I was like, And at this point, I had no idea YouTube existed for tarot. Okay, and you may not know. So yeah, there's people out there who do readings. And you've seen, I do some few readings. I don't like to do a lot. So I started watching tarot. I was at one point hooked to tarot, and I bought some books. I got a tarot deck, and one turned into 2, turned into 4, turned into 10, turned into 24. So now I have quite a few tarot decks and oracle decks. Okay, but my sister basically told me about this whole tarot thing and watching this tarot, and that's how it came to me. Okay, so you have to watch for signs. Either you may already know that you like something, okay? You may like to meditate, or you may like the idea of tarot, you may like the idea of crystals, or you may like the idea of, just going out walking, hiking, or whatever. So whatever calls your heart, that's what is, you need to do. Anyone can say anything. If it doesn't come to you, it's not calling you. And the other way to tell what's calling you and your signs could be, you're walking down the road and you see a therapist's office. You're walking down or you're driving and you see a sign for a store, like either a crystal store, or it could be, you go to a party and someone's talking about astrology. There are these signs that are placed everywhere. You meet a stranger, he's talking about Reiki or whatever. So that's how they come to us. Okay, they come to us in random forms. And so that's how I started tarot. And then the tarot reader was, tuned into certain about crystals, and that's how I got into crystals. You know, I bought one, and I bought two, and I bought you know, just like now I have a collection. And I love crystals. It just called, like when I went to the store, I knew this was it. I knew this is what I wanted. So my heart was just like, wow. I just loved, you know, holding them, touching them. And this person in the store, you know, he told me a very cool thing. He said, you know, you don't choose the crystal chooses you. And that was the most beautiful thing I've heard. So when I saw something, I just bought it because I know this is choosing me. So I saw it. So I would, you know, that's how I started collecting my crystals. And so I had a book. I have actually 3-4 books on crystals, on the Crystal Bible, crystal prescriptions, inner work, a lot of those things that have helped me understand what each crystal does. So I work with them quite a bit. So you can do crystal healing, crystal grid work, you can do crystal Reiki, all those kind of things. So tarot is one way, crystals is another way, meditation, you know, whatever form of meditation you want to use. You can use the Zen style, you can use, you know, I don't even know the words of all of them. Mindfulness, Vipassana, you know, you could try like this, I'm not going to think of anything kind of meditation, but that doesn't work for me. But, you know, for me, meditation is just about calming down, about accepting whatever I'm feeling, let it go through my system. And when I do that, it just like calms me down. You just immediately, like, okay, that's how it's going to feel. Like someone's, like when you're anxious about something, just try this. You know, you sit there and say, okay, fine, what is the thing that can happen? This can happen, that can happen, this can happen, that can happen. Okay, now feel this emotion. Feel what happens to this emotion. Feel what happens with this emotion. Let your body feel those emotions. If it's anger, if it's bitterness, if it's sadness, if it's pain, if it's happy, whatever it is, feel it and then neutralize it. Okay? Let it pass through your system. And that's how the magic of meditation works for me, at least. Okay? It helps me slow down, helps me feel more connected to my inner me. Okay? The external things can change, but the inner me does not. And that's the whole, I guess, concept behind, you know, mindfulness, is just staying more in tune with yourself and not letting it be affected by external triggers. So if meditation calls you, you can do that. There's amazing, again, YouTube channels on meditation. You can find books that help you, self-help books. You can watch different people. I know I have a few I follow. I follow Christina Lopes, the Heart Alchemist. I follow Aaron Doughty. He's here to expand your consciousness. I just love the way he starts his videos. And then Sadhguru, and you know, I have Gaia, Mind Valley, Joe Dispenza, all these different channels that you can listen to for, you know, whatever sits well with you. That's what you go with. And none of these suit you, then find others. You know, and there's tons. So yeah, you can different healings. You know, healing modalities might call out to you. You can do regression therapy if that's where, you know, depending on how much of a karma or wounds you're dealing with, you may have to go to past life regression or age-based regression, life between life regression. I know I've done a few, and or you can also do self-hypnosis and positive affirmations. I have a friend who is, you know, she's I want to say she's a psychologist, I'm not sure, sorry, but I have her name down, Namita, if you're watching, hi. So she taught, you know, she teaches workshops, a lot of these inner child healing workshop, mother-child workshop. I'm not even sure if I'm saying this accurately, but she does a lot of these workshops, and so she's great. And so I did affirmations and hypnosis, and let's see, I love to light my candles up to, you know, different colors from different chakras. I have one missing because I don't have them. They don't have them in the store, so it's okay, you know. So yoga, if your body, you know, is calling for yoga, do yoga, chanting, meditation. Again, I'm repeating. If none of these call to you and you want to do something completely different, you can go, you know, Vipassana meditation. You can do this thing called, you know, these kind of things. It's called EFT. That may suit you. They're tapping. You can do that. There's flower back remedies. There is access consciousness. There's transcendental meditation. There's Zen meditation. There is what do you call it, acupuncture, acupressure, feng shui, vastu shastra. There's so many things out there. It just, the list can keep going, okay? I'm sure I've not even mentioned half the other things that are out there. I'm still learning, you know. Going out in nature. That's the simplest thing you can do, okay? And then talking to somebody, you know. And finding a mentor, yes, but it's tricky. I'll make another video on that. But those are some healing, you know, ways. Pay attention to your dreams. Dreams talk to us, okay? There's different kind of messages you get in your dreams, because when you're introspecting, you know, your subconscious is working, and then at night when you sleep, the dreams are kind of coming to give you answers on questions you may have asked in the day, or things that are happening in the world. So it's good to pay attention to your dreams, okay? And if you're like the person who doesn't remember dreams, it's fine. It's okay. No big deal. When you are supposed to remember something, when it has to come to you, it will come to you. I promise it'll come to you, okay? So those are some things in healing. And the next, not the least, is rebirth. So as you heal, you're reborn, okay? And what is being reborn, okay? It is just basically feeling content with yourself, fully. Not where you're like living a life and like nothing, there's no purpose. You know who you are, you know why you're here, you're doing your thing, you're talking the talk, and you're walking the walk. Okay, you feel like you own yourself. You are angry, you get angry, it's fine. You know, you own it. You don't be like, oh no, I'm not. You don't fake it. Okay, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be whatever feeling you have. You feel it, you own it, you accept it, you neutralize it, and you deal with it. And when you feel comfortable in your own skin is when you're reborn, okay? When you feel like, yes, I got this, and no matter what happens in my external surroundings, my inner self is happy with me as a person and in what it's doing, then you have found, more, I guess, connection with yourself, okay? And you may find you have to go through, when you are in this stage also, you may have to go through more healing, because something else may come up and you're like, oh, that is not healed all the way, or something else came up, and you go back to introspection, you come back to healing. So there's lots of things. Healing is never, no one's fully healed. Everyone goes through, different phases of healing, okay? It's a journey. It continues. Because as we live, we are also building karma, okay? As long as you are living, you are building karma. So, and you might have to go back and, again, heal other things that you have just brought in this life. So yeah, there's a lot of things. I don't want to go deeper, but I hope this information helped, and I hope I didn't miss anything. I think I did talk about singing bowl. If not, sound healing is another way, sounds and crystals, everything basically works with vibration, and when you sense vibration in your body, and with the vibration, the cells in the body are coming together more harmoniously. That's how you feel better, the energy blockages are released and stuff like that. So there's a lot of science also has been done on this kind of stuff, that I can go and start saying as much as I want, but you get the drill. All I want to say is thank you for watching. If you found this information helpful, please hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, please share my video with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might, you find this information helpful or useful. And I'll add links to everything I've mentioned, the crystal, the books, the stores, the channels I watch, and the books I've read, and anything that's Prodigy channel as well. So I will add those links. And with that said, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, a great night if you're in some other places, and lots of love. Stay healthy, stay safe, and lead from your heart, and be the best version of yourself. And I pray that you find the power to be you every day, and not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. And with that said, take care, bye, love you, namaste.